Alright, so I've got a story here from BuyInTheComics.com. Disney shamelessly pushes identity politics in the recently released Big Hero 6 spin-off series, Baymax. Now, I imagine most people probably don't know about that. I think Baymax is more for like little bitty kids. I'm not really sure though. But anyway, surprising absolutely no one, Disney has deemed necessary to push the woke identity politics in a recently released series titled Baymax, a spin-off show based on the animated film Big Hero 6. Scroll down a little bit. There's a clip from the series, I guess. Ahead of the show's release on Disney Plus, House of Mouse paid streaming platform writer, filmmaker, and researcher Christopher F. Rufo got a hold of a leaked scene from the series wherein titular character Baymax is seen purchasing tampons at a convenience store. Like, what? Why the fuck would you even have this in an animated series? Like, what? I mean, like, seriously, like, what? Unless you're doing like a slice of life kind of thing. And even then, I would still say, well, what the hell? Like, whatever. Anyway, he talks about he obtained leaked video from the show, promotes the transgender flag and the idea that men can have periods in children as young as 2 years old. There's his Twitter account, and he shows part of the clip, and they talk. Whoops, my bad. In a clip shared by Rufo, Baymax can be seen asking a woman which one of the tampons on display at the shop's counter she would recommend. As the scene goes on, the robot, it's important to make that distinction, is approached by another woman who chimes in and suggests that pads are more comfortable for her. Okay. A third individual, seemingly a trans man wearing a shirt with a transgender flag, approaches Baymax and recommends a specific type of tampon for the inflatable robot to take. Much like Rufo suggests in his tweet, Disney is pushing the idea that men can have periods in a movie aimed at children, attempting to normalize something that is neither normal nor reasonably as common as they make it out to be. There's another part, and it talks about basically, individuals who identify as transgender in the United States amount to 1.6 million people over the age of 13, or around 0.5% of the United States population, while 1.4% of individuals between the ages of 13 and 14, or 13 and 17, my mistake, identify as transgender, totaling around 300,000 of the cities or the country's youth. It talks about the current population of the United States is 334 million, etc., as of Saturday, July 2nd. Further indicating that the number of individuals who identify as transgender in the U.S. amounts to a fairly insignificant fraction of its total population. Which is right. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't pay attention to them, it's just that there's not a whole lot of sense in pandering to people and stuff, just in general. Disney's insufferable pandering has taken its toll on the woke company. Media strategist Jan Carlos Hoppo shared a poll commissioned by NBC which revealed that Disney's favorability rating has taken a massive dive. Basically, at one point, his post was shared in response to a tweet shared by Florida politics publisher Peter Schwartz, who points to a poll conducted by some places, that Disney had edged out Florida Governor Ron DeSantis in terms of popularity among respondents, which isn't a good thing. It's like you're barely more popular than a politician. Jesus, it's not good. Which is a point that they bring up right here. The simple writes, Yikes, I've pulled Disney. I cannot emphasize enough how abysmal these numbers are for them. It talks about how their name ID is 100%. Everybody knows their ID. Their unfavorable rating was 77 favorable to 21 unfavorable last year. Their positive negative rating now is 33 positive and 30 negative. Entertainment brand ratings shouldn't be on par with politicians. I couldn't agree more. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. You're a movie entertainment company. Your favorability rating should be super high. Talk about Disney stock had taken a steep dive following the release of Lightyear. I wouldn't say that has a lot to do with the stock going out. I think it's part of it. But I mean, Lightyear just hasn't been making as much money. And I think the whole same-sex kissing thing is way overblown. I think it's got a lot more to do with the fact that it's a prequel. It's like an origin story, but it doesn't have Tim Allen doing the voice of Buzz. You're like, what? What is this? It doesn't, it just seems like kind of a generic type of movie, that kids may or may not want to go to. Same time, it also came out around the same time as Top Gun Maverick and Jurassic World Dominion. Those movies have done pretty well at the box office. I know Top Gun has done really well. I think Jurassic World's done fairly well, from what I've seen. But anyway, it's just one of those things. It just wasn't good. It's like how Black Widow didn't make as much money as it could have because it was a prequel while the character's already dead. But anyway, whatever. And it goes on and it talks a little more. I'll link the article in the description. I've already gone almost 5 minutes, which is longer than I planned on going for this. I just wanted to talk about they're putting the whole point of what we want to make this was the whole like Baymax thing. It's like tampons, buying tampons and stuff. Why the fuck is that in a kid's cartoon? Like, I'm not even talking about the whole transgender stuff. Just in general. Like, I mean, is it supposed to be hilarious that this inflatable robot's buying these tampons? Like what the hell is the point? Why would you even have that shit in there? I don't. It just seems stupid. Like I said, I'll link the article in the description box because it goes on a little bit further. It keeps going and going and going because this Christopher F. Rufo has quite a bit to say about stuff, and everything. But which I would recommend reading the entire article. Like I said, I don't want to go too much into it because I mean, hell, I'm already looking at almost 6 minutes now. But I just think it's stupid. Like, why is a kids' cartoon having buying tampons? Even just in general, like what? That's fucking stupid. Anyway, I'll go and wrap this up here. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.